author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on being here with us, folks. You know, if you're here with us right now, that was a decision that you made, and I congratulate you for doing that, because we are here to provide simply great insight, great entertainment, great information for you about the markets, just anything that we can do to help put you in the right state of mind. I hope that you like the opening that I did. You know, I've got two openings for the two shows that I do. So today you get to see both of those. Now, both of those have meaning for me. Both of those help to put me into a positive state. And what you always want to be able to do, what I always really, and I can't reiterate this enough. This is like basic training, if you will. It's so important to put yourself into a peak mental state. A peak mental state of mind, because that is basically, your belief system. It's part of your blueprint. Now, what's cool about that opening, there's really three things I've got going on. So over my right shoulder right now, if you're watching us on TigerTV, you see my favorite spot in the universe. Absolute favorite spot in the universe. And I haven't traveled everywhere, but I have traveled a ton of places. I've gotten to see all kinds of cultures, appreciate all kinds of people from all walks of life, and that is absolutely beautiful. But here is my favorite spot on the universe. Now, the opening for that, the music behind that is a friend of mine, Earl Klugh, one of the best jazz guitarists, in my opinion, one of the best guitarists out there. He's from Detroit, just like I am. I remember the first time that I went to watch him play, I was 15 years old, snuck into a bar. The good news was, when I was younger, I looked older. I'm hoping that as I get older, I look younger. Isn't that what we all want? And you can if that is, your state of mind that you come from. Now, the cool thing about that opening is that the guy that Tiger Woods was playing, he's also a friend of mine. Chris DeMarco. So it's a nice anchor. And what you need in your life, you too need an opening every morning. You should also have some type of visualization process that helps you to put you in the right state of mind. What a great way to start your day. What a great way for you to go ahead and share with me and start your day with me. I really do appreciate it. I know the value of your time. And, go watch us on Tiger TV. If you're up and you're listening to us on the radio in Spokane, thank you so much. In fact, folks, if you go over to the homepage of TFNN right now on the main carousel, what you will see is the standings, the rankings for our Go Long America contest that we're doing. Now, the Go Long America is where we have it broken down into three areas. The country is broken down, or cities, if you will, are into three geographic areas: red, white, and blue. Can't get too much more patriotic than that, other than maybe a piece of apple pie, right? So we've got it broken down into red, white, and blue, and this is all about supporting your local business. And what you do is you simply, go to the Barnes & Noble store or any bookstore in your local area and order The Art of Time and Trade. So we've got a contest going out, and there's going to be three areas of the country that Tom and I are going to come and do a live workshop. Now, the book you're paying like $20, or less than $20 for that. This workshop, folks, that we put on, which is for a 3 to 4 hour period of time, quite frankly, I've invested literally thousands and thousands, probably pretty close to six figures in all of the training and technology investment that I've made in myself. And I know Tom has done the same. And we're going to bring to you a very impactful, very important, 3 to 4 hour session for you. So, that comes with it. So it's just a matter, go over to the homepage, you'll see the standings. And so all you folks out on the West Coast, I believe we've got Spokane and San Francisco and Denver. Looks like we're going to be making a West Coast trip. What's going on out there? Now, these numbers will get updated every week. So I think we get the final numbers in late Friday. So by Monday sometime, the numbers will be updated, and you'll be able to see where your cities are. And look, maybe just the difference, maybe just 5 books might push some city over the edge. So we're just getting this program revved up. Want you to participate, even if it's buying gifts for folks. And, folks, I'd love to be able to come up and see a Boston Bruins hockey game. And maybe there's a bunch of Tigers that would love to go, with Tom and I. So let's get some competition out there. Go to the front page of TFNN, check on the carousel, take a look at our Go Long America program, and I absolutely am looking so forward. It's the coolest thing. It was a nice gift that Tom gave to me. He didn't even tell me about it, but he knows how much that I want to be able to, to get out and actually meet people face to face. The radio and the internet TV that we do, TigerTV, that's cool, but I can't actually see you. But I had so much fun at the program that we did here in Tampa, and I think that everybody that attended, the way that I can determine whether or not people really got something out of it is people weren't leaving. And we could have gone on for hours and hours. So I'm reworking the program so that we can stay, within the time frame, if you will. But when you take a look at the technology, when you take a look at the information that I've learned, when you take a look at the importance of being able to put yourself into a peak state, when you really understand that what influences you are really just two things. There's just two things that influence each of us in life. The first thing is our state. So we've already really talked about that, and we'll always continue to do that. But the second thing is your blueprint. It all just kind of boils down to a blueprint. It's just like if you were building a house. Each of us are our own house. And each of us have a blueprint. Each of us are wired. Some of that wiring, folks, is wiring that took place when we were just little children. If you're like me, I can't remember back that far. How far back can you actually go in your memory, and how many of those memories can you pull up? Well, I can tell you that unconsciously, there's all kinds of memories that you pull up. And how do I know this? Because we do things unconsciously all the time. How many times do we breathe each day? In fact, somebody in the den will find that out for me. I bet you it's like 100,000 beats per day. I'm not sure if that's a number, but it sounds like a good number, right? But unconsciously, we're breathing. Even while we're sleeping, we're breathing. We don't think about it. It's just part of our wiring system, if you will. Well, there's a wiring system, folks, that really makes up the psychology of what it is that we do. You've all heard about the 80-20 program, right? Not just the 80-20 program we talk about here, but in any business that you do, that you run, that you operate, 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your sources. It's always been like that. Maybe it's 22, 23, 18, but the 80-20 rule is something that, that exists. Why? It's just the way that the universe operates. Well, when we talk about trading, we talk about, why it is that you're here, what it is that I'm really trying to teach you. Do I want to be able to give you information about the markets and where they're going? Absolutely. Because I want you to understand, is this good, is this bad, however it is that you want to interpret the information. But what I really want to do, when you take a look at my newsletter, you take a look at how things just kind of, take a look at how on Tom's book, The Art of Timing the Trade, the Gartley pattern happens to show up on page 222. That is pretty wild. When we sat down and we decided to go ahead and unleash me, if you will, to the public, to put together a newsletter, and it's more than a newsletter. It's really, for me, we've just begun what that whole service is all about. But we call it Mastering Probabilities, and really my outcome is to teach you to be a master of life. Well, in order to be a master of anything, folks, you better understand why it is that you do the things that you do. You absolutely have to understand that. And there's really two things that are going to influence what decisions you make. And part of that is simply going to be your wiring system. And it's so important to understand that the decisions that you make are going to be from things that you've learned from the past. Last week we talked about the money tree. We talked about, and I just used just the one statement that, that so many of our parents used to say to us, that money doesn't grow on trees. And I say, that's bull. Money does grow on trees. You need to be able to, because what happens is, that one little thought, and I got so many emails from people that when they really thought about it, said, even to this day, even after 50 years, 60 years, 40 years, that still was in their subconscious, just like the breathing pattern, because of their wiring system. And they said even today when they go to reward themselves, when they go to give themselves a gift, when they go to invest in themselves, it's still that saying, that expression. They hadn't really thought about it until I actually brought it to their attention. And if you'd like a copy of the Money Tree, you just send me an email at steve@tfnn.com. But you've got to understand that there are things going on in our subconscious, just like behind the walls of your home, the wiring system. And when your wiring system is messed up, what happens? What happens if you throw a switch and your wiring system is messed up? Your house could start on fire, right? And you don't want your life to start on fire, right? Instead, we want to set, you want to set the world on fire, if you will. And the reason that you want to do that, folks, is because I believe there's never been a greater opportunity in your lifetime than right now to be able to take advantage of technology, be able to access information, be able to get good mentoring, good coaching services, to be part of a franchise where you actually don't have to worry about whether, how the world is doing, good or bad. In fact, what you'll find is in that really difficult times, real masters, they really make a ton of money. You can go back over time and time again and find all kinds of examples. One example, and I'm always looking for examples because, the idea is always to be able to link the known to the unknown when you're trying to learn. When you can link something that people can see visually, or maybe it's an experience they know about, and you can link that to something that you're trying to teach them, that's how you get rapid learning. Well, if we let's talk about during the Depression, okay, 1929, because for many people this feels like a depression. Whether you're working, whether you've saved up all kinds of money, you've got money off to the side, you were looking for fixed income investments, you were looking to be able to live off of that, and if you find that we have an environment where you can't do that, where you're not being able to do that, and now you're questioning, how do what type of lifestyle changes do you need to make? Well, one of the lifestyle changes you should make is learning how to play the money game. That's the real lifestyle change that you should make. You should learn how to put your money at risk, but yet protect it. And one easy way to do that is go take a look at the position size webcast that I did that's free on your members page. In 1929, Joe Kennedy, okay, so we all know the Kennedy family, right? He had $4 million. That was in 1929. Do you realize by 1932, he had turned that into $180 million during the middle of the Depression, folks? So you can't let what you hear in the media, you can't let the markets going up and down stop you from taking action. If it is stopping you from taking action, it's because there's a little change that we've got to make to your internal blueprint. And I want to help you do that. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures up 86, NASDAQ futures up 20. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make. Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And, just remember, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, I think you've got up on my screen, and, I'm going to talk about it more, during the day. I'm here for 3 hours today. Today is my best day. I love today. This is like taking a walk in the park. I get to do what it is that I want to do. I hope that you also, are absolutely doing what you want to do. In my case, it's all about growth and contribution. I hope to be able to help you grow. I hope to be able to help your basket of wealth grow. But more than that, really your mind, change your blueprint, maybe have you take a look at your wiring system, because when we talked about 80-20, and I'm going to move on to the markets, okay, but 20% of trading, folks, is what I call being a tactician. It's the mechanics. Believe it or not, it's taking a look at these Gartley patterns or ABC patterns or Chapman wave patterns or swing point patterns. I mean, these are all patterns that are really, easy to learn if you practice them for a while. It would be like the first time that you went up, if you play golf, or you play some type of sports, maybe it's racquetball or what have you, when you went out the first time to play, did you expect that you were going to be a master at it? No, you can't become a master until you put the hours behind it. And this is really the same thing in trading. So, for my subscribers, I do a every other week webcast, and we had timed that based around a lot of celestial patterns, whether it's lunar patterns or other astro patterns that are out there. And we're still going to do a part of that, maybe a short part of it, but I'm going to take the rest of the time, maybe 3/4 of that time, and really help people to become a master of trading, if you will, a master of probability. And we're going to spend more time on the educational side of it. And because really, when I set out to really put together a program, it is really being able to, help people. And so if you haven't tried my newsletter, folks, you can try it for 30 days, risk-free. Just go over to the homepage of TFNN, click on my name, and you sign up for it. All you're doing is put down a credit card for 30 days, and you've got it risk-free. But 80%, folks, 80% of your success in life or trading is going to become is a result of your psychology, or what I'll call being a strategist. It's all about strategy. And that's what it is when we take a look at the markets, and that's how I'll segue into the markets, and we take a look at what's really going on out there. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you help me to finish this question? When things are going great in your life, I mean, when they're going absolutely amazing, that doesn't matter whether it's you're trading or any other thing that you're doing in business, when things are going great, it's going to last for how long? How long will that last? Yeah, most people will say forever. That's right. Now, think about it like this. When things are really lousy, I mean, they are going terrible. It is the worst that it possibly can be. That's going to last for how long? That's right, forever. The first thing that pops into people's mind is forever, and it does that unconsciously, subconsciously, if you will, and yet that is part of your blueprint. And the reality is, when we take a look at trading, when you answer that question, All that was is you could have answered that when you believe that things are going on and they're going great and it's going to last forever, that's nothing more than greed. That is the greed cycle, if you will. And when things are going down and, you think they're going to go down forever, that's just the fear cycle. The world doesn't work like that. You know that. I know that. And if we know that information, it's really about using 80% of the strategy or the psychology to be able to use that and help you in your trading. Well, in trading, what's very cool about trading is because of the tools that are available to us is that measurement of fear and greed. There's a number of different tools out there. But one of the best tools that I've found is being able to measure mathematically, geometrically, what's going on in between those fear and greed cycles. And we call them swing points. Okay, that's what we call them. Those swing points are nothing more than measurements of fear and greed. I want you to understand that. I'm trying to link the known to the unknown, if you will. And swing points in this case here, what I've got up on my screen here is the dollar chart, the U.S. dollar chart. That's a basket of currencies. The euro is like 60% of it. The Japanese yen is the second heaviest weight inside there. But if we take a look at the dollar index, and it doesn't matter what it is that I've got up on my screen. It doesn't matter what chart it is that is on my screen. And when you see a change in trend, that's where you're taking a look at. In this case here, you're seeing a change in trend of greed. When you're taking a look at the dollar on the upswing, we saw that change in trend when we got to the October 4th high of $80.43 on the continuous contract in the dollar index. Now, what we saw a change in trend when the dollar was pulling back. We saw the fear cycle, if you will, that set in here. Now, in the fear cycle, it depends whether you're going long or short, okay? But let's assume that you were long the U.S. dollar, right? Go long America, go long the U.S. dollar, and you were watching the U.S. dollar pull back, and you were on the long side of that position. Well, if you're looking at my screen, between swing points, you see a 1.272 expansion, you see a 0.786 retracement coming together right at the same time. Fear and greed, folks, it can be measured by math. Math is cool. 877-927-6648. Dow's futures up 62, NASDAQ up 15. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com today or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. Welcome back, folks. We've got the Dow up 39, the S&P up 5. You've got the composite up 17, and the small caps. The small caps are negative. That'll be interesting. We'll kind of flat down a point. We'll go take a look at that. But before we do that, when we went to break, what we were talking about was really math and how I want you to understand the power of math when it comes into trading, but mostly the power of math. And what it's actually doing is mathematically, for whatever reason, I don't know why it works, I just know that it works. And that is this. And when you've got, and the swing points, the information that you want to take a look at, you want to memorize, you want to understand the power of basically, 6 numbers out there. 0.382, 0.618, 0.786, 1.272, 1.618, and that beauty, 2.618. And you want to be able to measure. I know most of you have got charting packages out there, and you've got tools to be able to measure the expansion or contraction with inside swing points. And it works on every time frame chart. Because when you understand that, when you see these numbers come together, when you see multiple conjunctions, if you will, multiple numbers that come together at the same point, that gives you some real power. That gives you some real power to understand that maybe the trend is about to change there. Now, what you always want to do, and this is part of what I'm going to be teaching tomorrow in my Wednesday webinar, is you want to be able to understand where are some of those other numbers that come together. So in this case here, when you're for what I mean by that is this. Is that if on this chart here, we had a 0.618 and a 1.272 expansion coming together as it did, let's say, let's assume that instead of it being a 786, it was a 618 in the dollar index that came together on the low that came in on the 27th. What you would want to understand, you would want to be able to use your ruler to understand where does the 1.618 and the 0.786 come in. Because that, in this case here, as the dollar was pulling back, that would be the next area. That would be the next level that you would take a trade. So if you were going to take the trade here, in this case here, when you're at the 786 and 1.272, let me tell you, those are absolute beautiful numbers. If you were going to look for gifts, folks, okay, you'd want to be able to have your system turned in. And the nice thing about this is these numbers, these swing points, these are advanced, if you will. These are forward-looking numbers. You're able to identify these patterns before the price actually gets there. So you can do the math if you've got the right rulers, the right tools on your system, and I want you to really understand the power behind them. When I said we were off to the races, what was actually pretty cool is I got an email from one of our listeners up in the New England area. and they were saying that there's no way that they're going to let Tom and I hang out on the West Coast. And they gave me a couple of ideas. They're part of an investment club, and they're going to go recommend to their investment club, that everybody buy Tom's book. Now, that's a great idea. That's an outstanding idea, to tell your fellow investors, somebody that's in the market, about a book that can have such impact on their life. And they just need to make sure that they ask everybody to register individually, when they go out and they get that book, and whether it's an investment club or you're a broker dealer or whatever. I think, that's a great way, to either give gifts, and make sure if you're giving gifts, folks, make sure that they register themselves so that we can come to their area on a gift basis. They also get the free webinars that Tom has created that come with getting the book. So you want to understand the power of these numbers, because they are what help you to understand from a chart standpoint what's going on fear and greed-wise. And they'll help you to be able to place trades. They'll be able to help you to understand where your stops might want to be. And, I've got a great tool that all of my subscribers, all my clients get, which is called a position size calculator. It automatically calculates the average true range. When you are trading, you want to understand what the daily noise of the vehicle is that you're trading. If you are getting stopped out too fast, folks, go take a look at the average true range. Go sign up for my service. Just test it out for 30 days. You can actually get the calculator. You can just sign up for the calculator if you'd like. You got the Dow up 22. You got the composite up 14. S&P's up 3. Still got the small caps down a point. And we'll be right back.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. But you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Great. Thank you so much for joining me. Right now, you've got the Dow up 24 and the composite up 17. And clearly, my feed on the small caps on the Russell 2000 isn't working. So that's unusual. So we'll skip saying what that is up or down. You do have the S&P up 4 points. And, we were talking about expansion, swing points, Fibonacci numbers. Let's just go take a look around the world. Let's just see what we've got going on out here. You've got the first. We're just going to start with the DAX. Take a look at what's going on with the DAX right now. It's trading out at 60.47, and what it seems like all of the indexes. This is a one world trading environment, and if we take a look at the move on the DAX up here, if I just simply, there's two swing points that you can draw from top to bottom. The October 28th high is 64.30.60, and we just simply, two trading sessions later is when it made a swing point low. And when it made that swing point low, that was at the 57.62 area. Now, what you can see is 2 trading days later, it stopped in its tracks at that 0.618. That's why you want to understand, the power there. The market then moves back. If we just simply go take a look at, and I'll you can follow along here on TigerTV. I'll go ahead and delete that. Let's take a look at from the move up on the bottom on that November 1st date to the high that it made. And the high that it made was on November the 3rd. And I've just got the daily chart up on my screen, so it's pretty easy to follow. It retraces back. Where's it retrace back to? Retraces back to the 0.786 area. Amazing how these numbers work. Now, do we know exactly which one it's going to trade back to? We don't. But if you're taking a trade on whatever vehicle it is and you're getting in at the 0.618 retracement level, the reason why you want to understand where that 0.786 is because you don't want to get stopped out prematurely. If the reward to risk doesn't make sense to be able to have your stop underneath the 0.786 somewhere or underneath the average true range, you shouldn't take the trade. Because if you are doing that, then you have this belief system, you have this blueprint that you actually know where something is going to stop. Just because we know how this math works, folks, it doesn't go right to the penny. And you want to be outside of the daily noise. If you've done your homework on a trade, whether you're going long or you're going short, doesn't really matter to me. The markets are going to go up and down because you've got fear and greed, and we can measure that by this sacred geometry, if you will, these Fibonacci expansion and contraction numbers. And I can prove it to you. I can show it to you all the time. You can prove it to yourself, and then you're going to get enough confidence to go ahead and start trading it. So there it pulls back to the 0.786. So now let's take a look at the next move that it's making. Well, the next move here is really from this swing point high of November 3rd down here to 2 trading sessions later. It's just making this little breathing pattern, this little yo-yo. We're kind of making this narrow trading range right now, which is interesting. But if you go back down to the low of November 7th, and what you'll see is where the DAX is trading right now is at the 618 area. It's trading at the 6056 level. The next level up would be 6116. But it's just trading inside this, this narrow banded range. If we go take a look at what else is going on around the world, I believe we had the Nikkei was down last night. Nikkei closed at 86.55. If you take a look at the FTSE, what's going on over in London right now, what the FTSE is doing is the FTSE. Now, the FTSE gave us a nice Gartley sell pattern, and it completed that pattern on the 27th of October. And what I have always communicated to you is when you trade these Gartley patterns, one thing that I see happen, 90+% of the time, is that you will at least do a retracement back to the 0.382 level. And how you calculate that, let me just kind of clear off my my Fibonacci level so you can see what we do here, is what you would do. Let me get rid of this ABC. What the FTSE did in the UK, it actually made a 1 to 1.272, A to B equals C to D. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. So we just have a little bit of a clean slate. And what you're looking at, the colored in area on my screen here, is a nice Gartley sell pattern. And when you have that Gartley sell pattern, if it actually works and it doesn't fail, in this case here, in the FTSE, if it works, the first thing that it's going to do is going to get back to that 0.382 level. And what you're doing is you're going from the low, or the A point, in this case here on the FTSE, you'd be going from the 47.91 level all the way up to the high that it made on October 27th. That high was 57.54. Well, where's that 0.382 level? That 0.382 level is 53.82. What does the FTSE do? In 3 trading sessions, it gets down to that level. It actually got down to a low of 53.38, but that trading session actually closed at 54.21. What's it doing? When we get down to that 0.382 level, And let's say you took this trade, and your trade was on the other side of that 0.786. So, maybe it's somewhere up here, if you were taking a look at the ETF that you were playing. When you get to the 0.382 level, what I don't like to do is I don't like to move my stop to break even. I don't like to move my stop to break even on a Gartley pattern until we clear that 0.382 level. Because typically what you'll see is you'll get to that 0.382 level, and then you'll pull back. It's like you're taking an elevator, you're taking an elevator up to a floor. Some folks are going to get off. Some people are going to take profits. And then you're going to go ahead and move back down. The reason that I don't like to take profits is I love to take profits. The reason that I don't take profits here, and the reason I don't move my stop to break even, is if this, has anything changed in the trade? Is there anything that has changed to make me believe that the reason that I got into the trade is not correct? And if I can't answer yes to that, then I want to stay in the trade. I don't want the gyrations and the breathing pattern and the noise that's inside the market to go ahead and take me out. What I do is if we get to that 0.618 level, then that's an area where on a Gartley, sometimes they can end because, it's just simply that 0.618 level there. At that 0.618 level, I like to start taking some money off, and I absolutely like to then move my stop to break even if I'm going to stay in the longer trade. Oftentimes, a Gartley pattern, what it's really setting up is another A to B equals CD. In this case here, it would be an AB equals CD down. Is that what I'm saying is going to happen? No, I'd have to really, investigate the FTSE. I don't trade the FTSE, but I do use this as a vehicle to be able to help teach you to see what's going on so you can understand the power of these Gartley patterns. Because when you take a look at what I want to be able to do is I want to teach you how to get into a peak state of mind, and I want to be able to change your blueprint when it comes to trading. I want you to understand that you actually can find patterns that put probability on your side, and that I can teach you how to become a master trader. And so that you can take your money that you've got off to the side, no matter what age you're at, and you can get that money to work for you. Because you can overcome your fear. Fear is nothing more than that false evidence appearing real. And you want to understand the distribution of wins and losses. But if you're trading, and a part of the problem that you're having with trading is you're getting stopped out too fast, your stops are too tight. And you don't want to do that. When you put your money at risk, you want to let that money run for you. And you don't want to get stopped out too early, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow's up 25. Composite up 18. S&P's up almost 5. We'll be right back.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Go Long America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system. Before December 31st, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining us, and absolutely want to stay tuned. We got Tom and I doing the Money Master show here. That follows this show. Then I get to do one more hour. You know, God, I love this stuff. And then you got Victor that is doing the option show for us this afternoon. That's 12 to 1, you know, commercial-free, uninterrupted. Then you got Ken Shreve from 3 to 4. Backup band for Tom, who will take us home from 4 to 6. Right now you've got the Dow up 33, S&P's up 5. Now what I have up on my screen here is the gold contract. And when you're taking a look at these Gartley or butterfly patterns, one of the first things that you want to do is you want to understand the strength of the AB equals CD move. Because what a Gartley is nothing more than an ABC pattern. That's a retracement pattern, you know, in another move, if you will. In this case here, the other move would be the move in gold from its highs down to the low that it made. The high in gold that we're looking at is the high that came in on September 6th at $1,923.70. And from there it made a high and it cascaded down all the way into that the September 26th time frame where it made a low of $1,535. So there was certainly a change in trend. What you're looking for as a trading pattern is what you'd like to see is you'd like to see a Gartley sell pattern, because, you know, whether it's something's going up or it's going down, you want to be able to look for these patterns. Well, the Gartley pattern is an ABC within a trend, if you will, or in this case here, it's a retracement of the trend, and the trend that we're looking at is a downward trend from a gold standpoint. And the reason that we're taking a look at that is in the case here of gold, you've got volume at the high and you've got volume at the low. So, you know, what you don't want to see actually is you don't want to see the gold contract get up into the 1861 level. That's the low of the high of that September 6th swing point. You don't want to see it get up there on light volume and then give it up. The reason why you don't, if you're a bull on gold here, the reason that you don't want to do that is because that could tell you that the move could be over for quite some time. Now, when you take a look at that ABC, you know, part of the tool that I've got on my system helps me to understand the strength of that C to D move. And you want to understand, is that C to D move stronger than the A to B? Is it the same as the A to B, or is it weaker? In this case here, you're looking at my chart. We've already done more than a 1-to-1. So what I've got drawn up on my chart here is the 1 to 1.272 A to B equals C to D. That would complete at the 1808 level. And you can see that the move still on this move up here has been strong. in what we saw yesterday was we didn't see gold going up in a correlation to the dollar, because we had the dollar was up while gold was up yesterday. It means that there's some fear. I think it means there's some fear still overseas in Europe with regard to what's going on there. I mean, those folks put off doing any funding in this European Financial Stability Fund. That was the whole thing when they came out, and our markets shot up, if you will, because, they had solved all the problems. Well, the reality is they didn't solve the problem. They haven't even figured out how to fund it. It's going to be important for us when they do, and they will find a way to fund that. It's going to be important for us to understand how that actually happens, because, for a while there, when they came out with that news, I could not wrap my head around how could the euro be going up and the dollar be going down if they were going to go ahead and put together that program and flood the market with euros. Well, when I really dug under the covers, when I really did some reading, what I found out was that was not the plan. And I believe that this is in concert, if you will, with what's going on with our Treasury Department, because our Treasury wants our markets to go up. Our political system wants our markets to go up. And right now, the only way for that to happen is through a weak dollar. And so what happened over in Europe, folks, was they wanted to be able to fund that thing with outside money so that you would have to go ahead and buy euros. But I still go, I like King Dollar. But look, folks, we absolutely have to know what's going on. I got Tom over in the other room. Anyways, folks, stay tuned. Thanks for being with me here this morning. You got the Dow up 50. Tom and I will be right back. That's if he hasn't scalped me when he comes in here. Be right back, folks.
Some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange.
Welcome to the Trader's Edge. I absolutely love being here with you. I know the value of your time, and I really, really appreciate your presence here today. I am grateful for your presence. Hope you're having a great day. I know that I am, because I am doing what I love. Now, if you caught the first hour, the 9 o'clock, the 9 to 10 o'clock show, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I get the gift of being able to do, 3 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the Trader's Edge show, I get to maybe continue on with the thought process of the morning show. So if you're just tuning into this one, because I'm not going to replay the entire, morning segment, if you will, go listen to the archive. The archives from a Tiger TV standpoint are on channel 14, if my memory serves me correct. And obviously you can pick up all of the archives on the audio, and pretty soon you're going to be able to watch Tiger TV live on your cell phones. That's going to be really, really cool. It's amazing how much power, that we have at our fingertips. And really, to me, folks, that's really what it's all about. It's understanding, the power that we have available to us, and being able to learn how to play this money game. And what I was talking about this morning really was that there's two things that influence us. Those two things are simply our state, and so I want you to get into a peak state. Right now, I just want you to stand or sit tall, if you will. Just change your posture, and as soon as you do that, it absolutely makes a change to your system. And breathe deeper. Sometimes we breathe shallow, and sometimes if you would just get a nice deep breath, a nice big exhale, a nice big inhale, it changes the brain, it changes the blood flow, it changes your physiology, and it's so important to understand how to change your state. We're not going to focus on that today. The second thing that we were talking about this morning was really your blueprint. It's your wiring system, because you do the things that you do to meet your needs. And each of us have 6 primary needs. In the case of Tom and I can tell you that our 2 primary needs where we live at each and every day is the need of contribution and growth. That's really number 5 and 6, if you will. That is basically, that's the highest level that you can attain, in my opinion, when you're taking a look at your 6 human needs. Because every decision that Tom or I make, it's really about, is this going to help us grow? Can we help other people grow? Can we contribute to others? The other 4 needs that you've got, you have the need for love and connection, if you will. You've got the need for significance. And then you've got the need for variety and then, and uncertainty. So certainty and uncertainty, if you will. And those are basically your 4 primary needs. And many people will do something for significance. If you take a look at this show, I can absolutely tell you that I am not doing this to be any more significant than anybody else. That is not even a factor. That's like the last factor of meeting my primary need to be able to do this show to you. That has nothing to do with it. Now, others, you can take a look at other folks out there that do shows, or you take a look at, and when you take a look at your trading, okay, if you're trading to be significant, that could be a little bit of a problem, and it can be a real problem if your two primary needs are significance and certainty. And you can get certainty out of trading, and I want to be able to teach you how to get certainty out of trading, and the easiest way to do that, folks, is to understand how to use stops. Because when you enter a trade, if you use a stop, you will get certainty. If you're looking for certainty where you're going to win on every trade, that's not the wiring that you want to have. You want to understand how you have a distribution of wins and losses over a period of time. Yesterday we talked so much, and the week before I was talking about how you want to be able to take trading and you want to be able to run this as a business. And I want to be able to teach you how to do that, because the bottom line, folks, is I am a serial entrepreneur. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being able to think outside the box, and I hope you do too, because that's really what trading is all about. And when you take a look at your blueprint, folks, what I didn't get a chance to spend much time on during that opening segment, we talked about the 80-20 program. We talked about my belief system is this, and that is that when we take a look at the mechanics of trading, it's 20% of what it is that we do. That's being a tactician. That means a tactician is understanding Fibonacci, it's understanding ABC patterns, it's understanding volume at swing points, maybe it's channels, maybe it's trend lines, maybe it's a Chapman wave, maybe it's a power law vector indicator. Those are all mechanics, and those are important. You've got to have the right tools in your box. But the real tool that you've got to have to be successful, whether it's trading or anything in life, is you've got to become a strategist. You've got to have that 80% psychological edge, and you need to understand why it is that you do the things you do. What I did was, this morning segment was trying to link chart patterns that we look at and link it to fear and greed, because fear and greed are absolutely what drive you and me. They drive traders in the marketplace. And you're trying to be able to catch those areas. We had a caller, we had Mike in Lakeland called earlier, and he said that he went short the market. He said he hadn't been short in I don't know how long. He did some tactician study, if you will, by taking a look at some elements. But the reality is what I heard from him was conviction, and it really was the 80%. It was really the psychological piece of it. And from a trading standpoint, in order to be right, all you need to do is you want to be able to make sure that when you take a trade, that when you take that trade, your stop is in the proper spot. And the proper spot, when you're taking a look, in my opinion, in the proper spot, when you're taking a look at the volatility that's in this marketplace, you want to understand the average true range. And all you've got to do is go back and take a look at the highs and lows over the last 10 days. Excuse me, I think the last 10 trading sessions, we give you a pretty good average true range. You want to make sure your stop is outside of that noise. If you can't be outside of that noise, that means that you believe with certainty that you know exactly where a stock is going to stop. And folks, even though we take a look at all these, Fibonacci retracement areas, and sometimes they get right to the penny, if you want to be excellent, if you want to be outstanding at trading, you want to just simply be in the range, and you want to make sure when you place a trade that you're not taken out early. Now, in playing the money game, in running this like a business, and most of you, everybody out there that's listening, absolutely has been a business owner. You've either been a business owner by being a housewife or running your own home. You've been a business owner by running a subsidiary or a department, or by running a company, or taking the real entrepreneurial risk, which is, taking out all the money and you're going to start your own business. But you have been an entrepreneur in some way, shape, or form. And in the money game, and in playing this market, where I believe this is the biggest opportunity that could possibly be presented to you, and you want to learn how to play this, and whether you're working, whether you're listening to the archive, and you're working from 9 to 6, and you're coming home, I want you to come home, take a shower, go eat dinner, and then get ready to start your trading session, because you can trade these markets, between 7 and 2 in the morning. Or maybe you go to bed early and you wake up at 2 when you've got the currency market in London trading, and you learn to trade currencies. It doesn't matter what it is that we look at on our screen. You've got patterns out there that you can play that put probabilities on your side, and we can teach you the risk management, the money management, so that you too can be a winner, so that you can have a distribution of wins and losses, and you can have your money working for you, producing and being able to pay for your lifestyle. Whatever that is, whatever it is that you want. But you've got to understand the 5 key questions to determine your success. I've got those up on my screen. I hope you're watching this on Tiger TV. But you've got to know what business are you in? And if you think you're in the trading business, you think you're in the stock market business, you think you're in the investor business, I'm here to say that's not what you're in. In fact, if you're in that business, how's business? And why? The business you should be in is the money management business. That is the first thing when we take a look at this company that we're creating. I want you to create this company as a money management business. And when you do that, I don't care whether you're running a money management business or you're running a grocery store or whatever it is you do, you have spoilage. And in the money management business, you've got spoilage. Those are some bad trades, okay? And so I want you to first understand what business you're in. You've got to understand that business that you're in. You've got to wire yourself to understand that. And you've got to understand, why are you in that business? Are you in that business to be able to make money on each trade? If that's why you're in here, this is probably the wrong business for you. You should go find something else. But if you're in business to make money over a period of time, which I say is a 12-month period of time, that's how you really track things. That's why you really want to understand the 1% rule. You want to understand how to limit your risk, but yet let that limited risk be able to truly pay off for you on winning trades. You want to have a distribution of at least 50 trades, 50 to 100 trades when you understand this game. And, and so why are you in this business? And hopefully part of the reason that you're in this business is to get this working capital here so that it is creating this financial abundance that you want to create for yourself. You want to understand, why did you get into this business? And you want to have a strong reason why. I hope that strong reason why is because you've got this lifestyle out here that you want, and you're going to be able to make that happen. Not just through the hard work and taking a salary, but by making your investment capital grow. And you understand who you are. When you take a look at that first segment that I did from 9 to 9:20 or what have you, go listen to the archive of that. When I talk about how you want to understand your state, you want to understand your blueprint, you've got to understand who you are. You've got to understand what it is that you do when you start taking a look at fear and greed in the marketplace. Now, what I talked about during that 9 o'clock show is when you take the Fibonacci retracement and expansion between swing points, because swing points are nothing more than fear and greed points in the marketplace. In fact, we may just rename them from swing points so that I can help you link the known to the unknown. Just that little shift might just change everything in the way that you feel, maybe even everything the way that you think about math. And you don't have to be a math, you don't have to understand a lot of math. All you have to do is understand a few numbers, 6 numbers, with regard to expansion and contractions between swing points. And you're looking for some type of synergy, where there's connections, connections that are coming together that put a trading edge on your side. And you've also got to understand yourself, but you've also got to understand, where are you and what season or cycle are you in? What season or cycle is the market in? Each of us have 4 seasons. It doesn't matter whether you live in Florida, whether you live in Denver, whether you live in Boston, whether you live in New Hampshire, whether you live in Spokane. We all have seasons. We all have seasons in life. You got spring, summer, fall, winter, right? Spring, you're planting. Are you planting? Are you accumulating information? Are you learning? Are you educating yourself? Summer, you're watering everything that you planted. You're out there. You're making trades. So what season are you in? In the fall, and maybe it's a stage of life. Sometimes, if you take a look at your age, you might have a change of seasons, if you will. When you're young, you're in springtime. When you're in your 20s, you're in the spring. You're in the 20s, 30s, you're in the summertime, if you will. Maybe early 40s, you're in the summer. Maybe start to get the fall when you're in your 50s. Maybe you had planned to be in your fall cycle. But now, because of either fixed incomes or whatever's going on in the marketplace, maybe what went on in your business cycle, you're not there. Well, folks, this trading game, this money management business that I want you to get into, we can get you into the right season. 877-927-6648. Give me a call. Got the Dow is down 50 points. You got the composite down 10. S&P's down 4. We'll be right back.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support support our local businesses, keep money in your community, and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Give the gift of silver this holiday season. TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648 to get the Dow down 61, the composite down 13. My small caps are working. They weren't working this morning for some reason, down 8, and the S&P down 5. Now, look, I sincerely really do and am grateful that you're present here with me. And, I know I can get a little deep. I don't know any other way other than to, just totally let out my passion, that I've got, with inside myself. That's why I love actually being able to do this and using this medium to do that. And, I talk about what I'm trying to do is really help you learn as rapidly as I possibly can. So I continue to search for things, known things, if you will, and link them to the unknown. And when I talk about, trading and understanding the business that you're in, and I want you to think of this as going from a trading business or a speculation business to a money management business, that little shift is the same type of shift, in my opinion, as happened to back in 1907. I've talked about the 4 primary train companies that were out there, and they thought that they were in the train business. They were really folks. They were really in the business of delivery, of distribution, if you will. They could have bought all of Henry Ford's trucks that came in off the line with just a small investment, but because they were so myopic, because they didn't expand the business that they were in, because they didn't change their business model, they ended up, in essence, going out of business. They went from the wealthiest to the poorest. And I don't want you to do that. And you need to make those changes. When I first started in my business career, I'm a bean counter, if you will, as well. So amongst many traits, one of those is being able to count beans. I can count them with the best. I can, when it comes to, I've done public filings. But here's the deal. I'm not sure where I was going with that train of thought, but here's the deal. The deal is, and here's where I was going with it. Back when I started doing that, we used to do 5-year business plans. How many of you out there have been in a business where you were looking at a 5-year business plan? That used to be the thing 30 years ago. Nowadays, you can't have a 5-year business plan. Things are changing too rapidly. And you need to be able to change. When it comes to these markets, and why I want you to be able to understand fear and greed is because you need to be able to visually recognize what's going on in the market and be able to change your opinion. You need to be able to step back and say, I'm going to be a hunter of fear and greed. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take a look at these expansion and contractions between swing points. Because when I see those happen, then I'm going to know where I can really see some fear and greed coming together, where I've got this right geometric patterns and angles that are coming together so that I can go ahead and take a trade. Now, I've got shorter-term time frame charts up on my screen right now, and I've got these SPYs, the SPY on a 10-minute chart that is on my screen. I'm not suggesting that you be a day trader. You don't need to be a day trader. If you are, more power to you. And you should be using these tools if you are. But you don't need to do that. But this is a way for me to be able to show you, fear and greed. This is a way for me to be able to show you why I want you to get into the money management business, not the trading business. I used to own stores at Disney. Absolutely one of, a fabulous time in my life. So many great stories. And, Disney, I remember in the 80s, I moved to Florida in the early 80s. Disney was also one of my customers. So they were a customer. I was their vendor, and then all of a sudden I became one of their operating participants many years later. Now, back in the 80s, Disney was struggling. Disney was a theme park company. In fact, they were when Walt Disney, passed away, for a number of years, Disney was fighting off green mail and all kinds of problems, takeover issues or what have you, and they brought a guy on board. His name was Michael Eisner. Do you remember that? They brought on Michael Eisner, I believe, like around 84, what have you. And what Michael Eisner did, what he understood, was he shifted the focus of the company. He expanded the company. He said, we're not just going to be a train company. We're going to be an entertainment company. I want you to think that same way. You're not going to be, a investor stock market company. You're going to be a money manager. I want to teach you about money management. I want to teach you money management skills. I want to teach you about the power of 1%, of how to take risk, of how to master probability. Michael Eisner did the same kind of thing. He made a little shift in his thinking, a little shift in his company, and turned that into an entertainment empire. He went out, in order for Disney to survive, he went out, he became a media company. He went out and bought ABC, went out and bought ESPN. I remember that was I loved when they bought ESPN, and then we had the ESPN zone down there. It was a great place to go watch hockey games, football games, basketball games. Don't know if we're going to watch basketball games anytime soon. Well, college, which is even better. But he went out, he started he bought Miramax. He, got Euro Disney done and off the ground. MGM Studios, Disney's California Adventure. He turned it into a more global company. I want you to turn your cash into a more global company, folks. 877-927-6648. Time just flies too fast. You got the Dow down 47. We'll go take a look at this chart. We'll take a look at the 786 and the 1.618 expansion. We'll get back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your Gold Report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today or call 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648, and we are going to change the world, folks. You know, technology is such a cool thing, and it's, you know, I love doing what I'm doing, but it's actually even more cool to be inside this environment, you know, to watch what the guys behind, watch what Tom is doing, you know, the risks that he's taking, to watch what Tom and John and Mike and everybody are doing to just always continue to push the edge of technology. I just had a text from Tom. He's out of the office, running an errand, not driving, and he was actually watching me on TigerTV on his phone live. And so that is so cool. We're going to be able to bring that technology to you pretty soon, and that is going to help us to change the industry, because these devices here, these smart devices. You know, so much power behind them, and with your help, we're going to change the world. But we're going to also change the world up in Canada. We're going to our co-host, Rick from British Columbia. Rick, thanks for calling.
Hey, man, you know, it's so funny. You talk about technology. I was pretty young at the time, but the Cuban Missile Crisis was happening, and like you just said, Tom's watching you, okay?
Yes.
Well, what happened here is my father was a logger, and everybody knew what was going on, and they had these old radios, and they would have to put the hand on the back to try and get a better
signal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody just waited until that was calmed down, then they went back to work again. But now it's a clickety-split, click, click, click. I mean, this world is pretty small when you get information like that, right?
Oh, it is. You know, it is so small. I always thought the world was pretty small. As I traveled around the world, and was fortunate enough to be able to do that, that's when I started to also believe that there were no coincidences. You know, that I really started to believe in, you know, in this other energy and really be able to visualize. One of the cool things that I was able to do in my travels was to be able to experience other cultures and other belief systems, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Steve, I got a question here. I just want to, I'm going to ask you about IWM.
Yeah.
But I just want to show you a trade I made this morning.
Yeah,
and
cool.
like I say, if it wasn't ISRG.
Okay.
You know, the first thing I've learned so much, like I say, with Tom and you and everybody. I always look at, okay, how much short interest? I check out about 3.5% short interest.
Okay.
I'm going, okay, this isn't good. It'll drive it a little bit higher.
Yep.
You know.
For sure.
But anyway, so put it on a 2-day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the volume this morning was just absolutely pathetic.
Yes.
So I shorted it, and I made really good money on this one today.
I like it.
But I mean, you just put it on. I put it on a 15-minute bar. I like going by 15 minutes myself.
Okay. Cool.
And hourlies, and you can see that it can go back to like the 430s where it probably will end up going.
Right.
But I covered already just because, you know, as long as I'm making money, I might hit it again on a bounce at about 438 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just want to show you the volume situation.
No, I see that. Yeah, I see that. And when did you go short? When did you go short? Around 10 o'clock?
I went
early?
Around 10 o'clock I went short at about 438, and I think the shorts drove it a little bit higher.
Yeah. So, you know, I think what this certainly wants to do is get down and at least tag that 432 area. I know you're trading at 434 right now. And, you know, and what's great is, you know, is simply, you know, the mere fact that you're out there, that you're managing your money, you know, and we really do appreciate, you know, your calls in here because you contribute. You contribute to others. You know, what you're able to do is give, you know, others confidence that they too can, you know, can be able to take a look at tools that are out there. And take a look at the short interest. When you're going to go short, you absolutely know you got to take a look at the short interest out there.
Exactly.
I mean, the information's available. You know, you can get it on even if you just go to Yahoo Finance. You know, you can take it. But you want to look at IWM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just stick with me through the break, folks. 877-927-6648. Get the dial off in before.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 2,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the microphone working now. It seems a little loud. There we go. Sorry about that during that last segment there. Somehow we lost the mic, so don't know what you could hear, you didn't hear, but we are on the line with my co-host from British Columbia. We got Rick, and so we're taking, we got the southeast. We're stretching from the southeast all the way up to the northwest up there. So, Rick, thanks for holding. Now, you wanted to take a look at the IWM. Are you in this trade? What are you looking at there?
No, I'm not, and I'll tell you, you had mentioned the IWM.
Yeah.
I've been following J.P. Morgan.
Okay.
And I matched IWM to J.P. Morgan, so if you could just flip it over, and J.P. Morgan probably, really adds to the fact that we are in such a volatile market here. There is volume at the highs, but there's also volume at the lows.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so, it's okay, and so which one's going to happen first?
Sure.
Right? And then I just go intraday.
Yeah.
This thing on a 2-day chart has a little head and shoulder top.
Right.
So you could buy it around 34, just under 34, and put a stop under that, and you might get a rally back to 34.40 or something like that. I'm just seeing that very short term on J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
But I'd like you to, I'm going to hang up, but I'm just going to let you listen and see what you think about J.P. Morgan especially and the IWM.
Okay, all right. I'll do that. And, Rick, thanks for calling. Now, you were born and raised in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking I've got to get our guys. We play some cool music in between the shows, and I want to get them. Were you a big Guess Who? Would you like the Guess Who?
Oh yeah, I kind of like all music actually.
Yeah. So I got to get these guys to play some Guess Who music for me before some of the shows and some of our selections. That's another great product out of Canada. Other than some great beer. Growing up in Detroit, we used to go over the border to get our beer.
Oh yeah.
No.
A little stronger, that's why.
It was well, and also, we had that U.S. dollar. We had King Dollar was strong back then.
Oh yeah, yes.
Big time.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
about 5 years ago, we did not have King Dollar. Our dollar went to, I think, to a low of 62.5 cents.
Exactly. Yeah, it got down, which is amazing.
Which really helped our exporters, like sawmills for lumber or any product. You know what I mean? We just got
No, hey, look, growing up in Detroit, we used to get, Canadian change, if you weren't paying attention. We hated getting Canadian change.
Yeah, well, Windsor's a city right beside Detroit, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
In fact, I think it might even be south of Detroit.
It is south of Detroit. That's one of those things when you're...
even though Canada's north, yeah.
That's right. They'll put that on a, on a one of those, questions or what, trivia questions, if you will. But, Canada is south of Detroit, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to listen to you, Steve, especially on JPM. Yeah.
All right, thanks for calling in. And, folks, we also, one of the other great things that we've got going around here is we love to be able to give gifts. And we've got the Gift of Silver promo that's out there. We've got a winner. He's from Weston, Massachusetts. It's Paul Antonelli. We can't get him on the phone. Wish we could get him on the phone because it's a very cool program. And what it is, what I really like about this program is there's nothing like this is the best re-gifting program that I think you could ever come up with because you're taking the time to go over to our front page, sign up for this program, and by becoming a winner, you're actually going to go ahead and give this gift, a gift of a beautiful silver coin, 1 ounce silver coin, and you're going to go ahead and give it to somebody in your life. Could be, it could be a friend, family member, whoever it is, we'll include a note, and it's just simply a way of telling you how much we appreciate you being here with us. No cost to do this. Very simple to sign up for. You just simply go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Just another way that TFNN is giving out there, and it's hard to believe that Christmas isn't that far away. And we can't. And we're going to do this every single business day, every single trading day, if you will, between now and Christmas. I don't know whether it be a couple days before Christmas, but so go over please and sign up. And so congratulations to Paul Antonelli from Weston, Massachusetts. And please, folks, it's pretty easy to go ahead and win. Now, one of the things I want to do before we go take a look at J.P. Morgan or the IWM, and it's just getting back to the importance of these Fibonacci expansion and contraction numbers. So what I do have up on my screen here is I've got the SPY on a 10-minute chart. And if you take a look at the SPY on a 10-minute chart, what I want to show you there is, there's these six. I'll get them like this. There's these 6 Fibonacci and contraction and expansion numbers I want you to learn. 382, 618, 786. Those are the contractions. 1.272, 1.618, and 2.618. And those are the ones that I want you to focus on with regard to expansions. And what I'm talking about is understanding fear and greed. That's real helpful. Rick was talking about a volatile marketplace. Well, a volatile marketplace, you get to see fear and greed all over the place, and you get to watch it unfold with regard to these numbers. So if you're just learning to trade, or you're trying to map out swing points and where things go, I've got this automatic tool that's on my system so that it's live and it's picking up. And that way, if I'm working or what have you, I can look up at my screen, and if I'm looking to trade something, look for those areas. When we take a look at the SPYs on a 10-minute chart, what you can see is a swing point high in the 10 o'clock time frame from the 7th. That was yesterday. And the expansion from that high to the low that was put in right around 12:30 in the afternoon yesterday, and that low was put in around 124.30. When that expansion of that swing point is where the market came in at its high so far today, and that was a 1.618 expansion. So what you like to be able to do, even though that's a short swing point, if you go over here and take a look at the next one on the 10-minute chart is about 9:40 in the morning on the 4th of November. Now, what you'll see if you're looking at my screen, I know it's probably hard to see because this is small. I don't know how to make this any larger. But and so let me just give you the numbers so you can do it on your own. At the high there was at 16, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the close. The high there was 126.50, and the low on the next swing point down was in the 10:40 time frame at 124.1. The expansion of that came in at 1.36. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to round a little bit. 1.272 and 1.3 for me are fairly close, especially when you had this 1.618 out there. Those were the expansions now that we would take a look at from swing points. What you also have is you've got a 786 retracement. So you've got a 786 retracement coming in with a 1.618, and that 786 was coming back to the highs from the close around the, let's see, what was the date? Around the October 28th time frame. So you had a nice 786 retracement coming into an expansion, folks. If you were a day trader, I'm not suggesting that you do that, but if you are, you absolutely want to understand the power of this. Rick wants to understand the power of these Fibonacci expansion and contractions because they absolutely will help you in your trading. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
We're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real Money Masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Go long, America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system. Before December 31st, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow down 40, S&P's down 2, small caps down 5 points. And so, you know, what Rick was calling, we were taking a look at the IWM and J.P. Morgan. So got a couple charts here that I'm going to try to get through in the next 4 minutes. It's hard for me to believe just how fast time flies. And please stay tuned for the next show coming up. Victor from Thinkorswim is going to be an incredible option show. So J.P. Morgan, when I'm taking a look at this, you've got this little island out here that it's created over the session of October 27th, the 28th, and the 31st. What you've got here is, folks, you'll see that what J.P. Morgan did was it gapped up on the 26th, and the high on that candle was was 34.41. And what it did was it gapped up with volume, like Rick was talking about. You've got 76 million shares up at the top, and if you take a look at what it did 4 trading sessions later, you've got 74 million at the bottom. So you've got volume, if you will, just on the short-term time frame, at the top or bottom. But one of the things that it did, and so this is where you've got divergence, in my opinion, going on here, because you've got this little island that it's created where you've got a vacancy of price out there. It gaps down on the 11th with that 74 million, so it gaps up with 76, gaps down with 74. There's something going on here. Now, what right now, J.P. Morgan is trading at 34.08 and is trading right into this candle here on November the 3rd, and the low on that candle is 32.84. That would get into the swing point here of November 11th, and I think that's really what it's trying to do right now. It's trying to retrace back at least to the top of that 33.64 area. Wouldn't have that far to run. Then what you might see is a rejection of on price and volume, and what you're going to see here in J.P. Morgan is maybe a sideways move until we see some conviction one way or the other. I had a request to go take a look at HOLX and take a look at that stock is trading up this morning. You can see that this thing has gapped up on pretty decent volume. You've got 3.2 million shares out there already traded through the first 2.5 hours of trading. It must have had earnings. Now I'm going to go ahead and let's just see if there's any expansions or contractions that are going on out here. And it got to a high of 1860. Right now you're trading at 1763, and then you saw a little bit of a sell-off. Well, what do we have out there? You can take a look at an expansion of a swing point here of a 1.618. Now, you didn't make it to the 0.786. There's actually a Fibonacci sequence number of 707 that will come up there, which is really right in between 618 and 786. But, you can see when it got to that expansion there, a little bit of fear and greed kicked in, if you will. More fear on this side. Once it got up there, some folks wanted to take some money off the table. If we go take a look and see how this thing is trading intraday right now, just to get some type of feel what the sell-off might have been, I'll put it on a 10-minute chart. You see you had this nice high volume. All that it's doing now is just pulling back on lighter and lighter volume. And, this might, I'm going to have to go investigate this trade a little bit further. But if you're looking for a quick trade on this, and I don't know what the request was about here, let this thing pull back to the breakout, pull back down all the way to the low, if you will, which would be where it opened this morning, right at about the $17 area. Question about UUP, so we'd have to go take a look at King Dollar, because that is the ETF for the dollar index. And if we take a look at the dollar index right now, you're trading out at 77.04. Let me put this thing on a daily chart here real quickly before we leave. And what we were taking a look at this morning from the standpoint was it looks like the dollar index is rejecting its lows again. Folks, thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely love being here with you. You've got an amazing power within yourself, folks, and that power can turn you into a magnificent money master. That's what I want you to be. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.